Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm doing a review of another 4th Doctor Adventure Series episode, The Silent Scream by James Goss. Yeah, it's a decent story. It's probably not the best story that I've ever listened to, but it's not the worst by any means. So far out of Series 6 the 6th series of the 4th Doctor Adventure series, I'd probably say that this is the second worst one out of the three, but I'd still say Eternal Battle is probably the best one, but then this one's just below that. I think the standout, I'll go through the packaging first and then talk more about the story actually. You've got Tom Baker there in his Season 18 costume, because Series 6 is set based around Season 18 and that. So you've also got Romana, another character, and then this sort of mouth and all like screaming and that. Then you've got this celluloid as well as these creatures and all shapes, which are the bad guys. I love how the banner is actually like a celluloid bit of celluloid strip, like film tape, as well as the fact that the attention to detail, in the sense that the Doctor Who sort of time vortex thing is also in black and white, which I really like as well. The reversible cover, I've changed it to the sort of Peter Davison-esque sort of logo, and or how the logo was in Season 18 with Tom. Then on the spine you've just got the 4th Doctor, picture of the 4th Doctor, Doctor Who, The Silent Scream, 6.3 even, which means that it's part of Series 6, Episode 3. Little Big Finish logo there as well. You've got the bio cast list and the running time, which is an hour, so it's a 2-part story, half an hour each, and when it was released, which it was released back in 2017. And then you've got the disc, as well as the other side and other logo as well. So yeah, onto the story. I would say it's a decent story. It's probably not the best story ever. If anything, it kind of reminds me of like X-Files type story, or maybe even like a side mission in like a Fallout game or something, because you've got like this mad scientisty character and that. And yeah, I mean, it kind of drags towards the latter end of part 2, or middle part 2, I guess, and then the ending to part 2 and or the ending to the story as a whole was a bit of a cop-out. It kind of reminded me of Power 3, and if you've seen that episode you know what I mean, by the fact that it kind of felt like a Deus Ex Machina sort of thing, of like the Doctor just using the Sonic and just saved the day somehow. So yeah, the ending wasn't great. Tom's decent in this one, but it's probably not his best performance, and that, I think, actually the standout, Tom was decent, then Lalla Ward as Romana, she was good, but she wasn't in it that much, as there's another character who almost takes on the companion role, and that in this story, I feel. The standout character would probably be K9. If you're a big fan of K9, I think this is a must-have story for you. I think so far, out of my Big Finish audio collection and all listens to different stories, I'd say that this one's probably the best K9 story, but then again, I don't really think I've ever listened to any other story with him in it, off the top of my head. I don't know, I don't think he's in Light at the End, but yeah, I think K9 was awesome. John Leeson reprises his role as K9, and he's awesome, you know, and that you get some really funny scenes with him. I love the setting of the sort of Hollywood period as well, of like this sort of time period of the silent screams, silent sort of films even, and that, but they're getting faded out by the talkies, you know, the films where people could talk and that, and it's quite interesting. It kind of reminds me of a classic series version of Unquiet Dead, but obviously set in the 1930s, so timeline wise it's sort of set in the future from where Unquiet Dead is, but obviously in terms of where it's set in the timeline of Doctor Who, it's obviously in the past, because it's with the 4th Doctor, and Unquiet Dead's a 9th Doctor story. Difference is, I much prefer Unquiet Dead to this story. I'm not, as I say, too fussed about the story, and that, but it was just the next story that I needed to get in Series 6 of the Fourth Doctor Adventure series. It's, as I say, okay. It's not the worst story ever. The villain is really decent. I really like the villain. I also really like, at the beginning, the Doctor, the way the Doctor sort of barges in to this sort of situation somewhat. And it's something I forgot to mention in my Doctor Who and the Silurians review, which is that I love when the Doctor as a character, regardless of whatever incarnation the Doctor is, I like it when there's a character, whether it be an alien, male, female, good guy, bad guy, or whatever, who doesn't want the Doctor to be sort of in their presence or in their space, as it were, you know, whether it's their house or their lair or spaceship or whatever, and the Doctor just sort of accidentally kind of enrolls himself into their place of abode, home abode, if you will, and that, you know, the fact that, like, they're trying to be like, oh no, Doctor, don't, sort of, I don't need you to be here, please leave, sort of thing, and he'll just be like, oh, wait, actually, you know, I think you really do, what is it you're frightened of, exactly, you know, and then, you know, he'll eventually just get his own way, and he's in your house or whatever, and that, and I just find that funny, really, and that, like, a characteristic of the Doctor. As I say, Lalla Ward is okay. She gives a decent performance, as does Tom. But I think Tom is good in this. I think it's just a case of it being meh story. Overall, I think I'd give this story a 7 out of 10. And that, I think it's a bit above some other stories that I've listened to, slightly above some other stories, but still below quite a lot of other stories that I've listened to, both in the Fourth Doctor Adventure series, as well as just other ranges as well. As I said before, I think out of Series 6, this is a step below Eternal Battle, which was episode 2, but it's not as bad as Beast of Kravanos, because I remember not really liking Beast of Kravanos, the Beast of Kravanos, which was the series opener. So yeah, I'd give The Silent Scream by James Goss a well-earned 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.